Good morning. Esta sesión será medio en inglés, medio en español, en castellano, and it is a great honor to have Brent and Fernando here with us. Yesterday we had also a very interesting panel about cycling, and we finished that panel with a quote saying, if you stop pedaling, you fall. Now we can start this very interesting panel with Brent and with Fernando with another quote that I just made up. If you stop swimming, you sink. If you stop swimming, you swim. You sink. That means that you need to progress, you need to advance, you need to innovate in order to survive and in order to take the sport and the sport activity to the next level. Es importante siempre avanzar, porque si no avanzas, si no nadas, te hundes y no progresas. It's a great pleasure to introduce Brent Nowicki. He's the CEO of World Aquatics. He is a Bachelor of Arts, English Language and Literature by the Fairfield University, Juris Doctor, University of Buffalo School of Law, and Buffalo Bill fan. And he used to work at Fulbright and Jaworski, Hudson Roos, Court Arbitration of Sport, and since 2021, the CEO of World Aquatics. It's a great pleasure to have you here, Brent. Please, the video.
Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't.
I mean, that's exactly what you want when you come to a World Championship, right?
These beautiful things that I've got.
Off they go. A real world record of tumbling here.
No, Bungie, you're pretty awesome. A lot of racing, a lot of training, a lot of swimming.
Let's see into the touch. World record!
I can definitely say we broke way more world records than everyone thought we would.
I wasn't coming here just to swim this 90 again and again. I was here to win again a medal.
This is a remarkable performance.
He can't believe it, but it just happened.
And she's heading back up the pool with a massive lead. She's done it again! Amazing!
Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got.
Rewrites the record books.
Never seen anything like it.
I want you, I need you, oh God. I need these beautiful things that I've got.
Fantástico el vídeo de World Aquatics. Y también tenemos en el estrado al presidente de la Real Federación Española de Natación Aquatics, Fernando Carpena. Es licenciado en Derecho por la Universidad Complutense de Madrid. Anteriormente fue el director del Centro de Tecnificación de Madrid 86 y presidente de la Federación Madrileña de Natación, y desde el año 2008 presidente de la Real Federación Española de Natación, así como miembro del Comité de Expertos de Marketing Deportivo de la Asociación de Marketing España. Fernando, como siempre, un placer que estés aquí con todos nosotros. Ponemos el breve vídeo, por favor, de la Real Federación Española de Natación Aquatics. Gracias. Muchísimas gracias también por el vídeo y felicidades por todos los éxitos de la natación Aquatics española. Recordemos 10 medallas del Campeonato del Mundo de Doha en todas las disciplinas, medalla de oro de waterpolo femenino en los Juegos Olímpicos de París 2024 y medalla de bronce del equipo de natación artística también en París 2024. We can start with the challenges. Brent, Aquatics actually is a 5 disciplines, different disciplines kind of federation. We have swimming, artistic, diving, water polo, open water, and also masters. What are the main challenges that you as the sport and the federation are facing?
Well, I think there's two ways to answer this. First is closer. Sorry. There's two real ways to answer this. The first is, as an international federation for aquatic sports and the 5 disciplines you mentioned, each discipline is in essence its own federation. Could be its own federation. So they have a different mindset, they have a different approach, they have a different fan base. They've got different geographical strengths. So trying to run a federation that has 5 core competencies, so 5 different sports that are so uniquely different, is a challenge, because we have to glue them together in some respects to present them and represent them to the world. So that's the first challenge. But I think none of those sports are what we would say are first-tier sports. So they struggle like all of the amateur sports in the Olympic movement really struggle, and that they're not football, they're not basketball, they're not American football, they're not baseball. So when we get to broadcast rights and sponsorship, I would say 80% of that market gets swallowed by the first-tier sports, which means that swimming and artistic swimming and water polo, they're fighting for the crumbs that are left over in the global sports market with every other amateur sport. And so the struggle is very real, that we have to work harder than the top tier, the first tier sports, to just get that small piece of the pie that when they deserve more. So that struggle, as I said, it's really real, and it's very difficult to continually try to get in the minds of people that while they aren't a top tier sport, they still have great value to the market, and convincing them to broadcast our events and host our events and provide us with substantial financial support to sponsor our events.
Exactly. En España son similares los retos que presenta la federación y en sí el mundo aquatic, con esas 6 disciplinas, 5 más el Masters.
Permíteme, y antes de contestar a la pregunta que realizas, en primer lugar, I would like to thank Brent for being here. I know this is a big effort to join us, okay? But now let me to speak Spanish, because it's better for me to express, to communicate what I want to say, okay? Thank you. Entrando en el fondo de la cuestión, y por supuesto agradeciendo la oportunidad que nos dan al mundo acuático, World Aquatics, Spanish Aquatics, en este foro, gracias a los organizadores por la iniciativa y por la invitación. Evidentemente, los retos de World Aquatics, como miembros que somos de la familia acuática mundial, son nuestros retos. Es verdad que circunscritos a un territorio específico que obviamente tiene sus peculiaridades. Explicaba al principio Carlos qué es la actividad física de la natación, qué significa, qué actividad tan importante que se sitúa en el ranking de actividades, y no hablo de las federativas, sino del ciudadano normal, en el top. Sin embargo, tenemos el reto de cómo enganchamos a los casual fan para convertirlos en avid fan. Esta es una frase muy utilizada, pero ese reto no es único y nosotros tenemos que aprovechar oportunidades. Y las oportunidades vienen a veces en organización de eventos y nosotros tenemos un proyecto extraordinario, un proyecto en el que falta culminar las complicidades para traer a España un evento deportivo de gran nivel, como podría ser el World Championship y concretamente en el año 2031. Estamos en esa idea, con un proyecto innovador que siga las tendencias sociales, por supuesto, que pasan desde la sostenibilidad, la inclusión, la eficiencia, la huella del agua, todo conectado con los objetivos de desarrollo sostenible, en el que nuestras actividades se desarrollan en instalaciones que son un compendio de objetivos a cumplir. Por tanto, un campeonato del mundo en España en el año 2031 sería en sí mismo una palanca que permitiera un proyecto, yo diría, por utilizar el argot que tanto se está utilizando en este momento, un proyecto estatal. Evidentemente un proyecto estatal que va a implicar a territorios, que no va a ser el modelo clásico de una sede, un lugar para que, por un lado, disfruten del espectáculo, apoyen a nuestros deportistas, sino que además nos ayude a que esos territorios crezcan en la idea de el conocimiento de la natación, la implicación con la natación. Dicho esto, nuestro gran reto pasa por un mundial en España y concretamente en el 2031.
Fantástico y fantásticas noticias para España y para Aquatics en el mundo. Brent, Fernando has mentioned the will to host in Spain in 2031 the World Champions. Spain has already hosted back in 1986, if I'm not mistaken, in Madrid, and then 2003 and 2013 in Spain, in Barcelona. Why cities and countries and destinations are so interested in hosting such a huge event? What's the economic impact, social impact, environmental impact, tourist impact, media impact? What's your view?
So I think from a hosting perspective, every city or country has a different ambition. Some it's purely a financial drive. It's bringing people in to spend, utilize hotels, transportation, ticket revenue, sponsorship revenue. So it's looked at as a financial play. Others are just, you know, it's using sport is an opportunity to showcase other things in your city. So it's an anchor for a greater play that a city or a country may be looking to expand on. What we see and what we market to our host cities is that, and then you mentioned it rightly at the outset, Carlos, was that swimming is a social sport. If you can't swim, you can die, right? So it's not like basketball or our colleagues from rugby who were here earlier, where if you can't play basketball, you're not going to die. But if you can't swim, and many people can't, you know, it doesn't go well. And so there's the social responsibility that governments have to ensure that children learn to swim, parents learn to swim, grandparents learn to swim. And so with that comes a way to draw in sport as a motivator to launch or to exemplify other social responsibility programs that governments may have, like Learn to Swim. You know, water, even in of itself, is all around us, right? So water plays an integral part. It's our field of play, right? So water, from rivers, streams, lakes, oceans, it's extremely important that we become a bit of a caretaker for water, and I think we share that with government. So when they're looking at hosting, sport can be the anchor to awareness to greater greater water-related responsibilities that governments want to take on. So yes, you bring in a sport like aquatic sports. You've got great competition. You've got Olympic athletes. You've got world champions. But there's a trickle-down effect to it, and that's how do we leverage this to inspire and teach kids to swim and families to swim and play into that? How do we leverage this sport event to bring awareness to water sustainability and all the features of water that are important to society? So that's something that we try to stand out from the water polos and from the basketballs and the rugbies when we're speaking to host cities about why we should be bringing our event to your city or country.
Actually, as major events can be considered as a catalyst in order to, apply social and environmental sustainability policies into the territories, isn't it?
Well, I mean, that's it, right? So, you're looking also from a tourism perspective. I mean, we've got 210 member nations. We bring close to 10,000 people into a city, from athletes, coaches, administrators, representatives, fans, coaches. The list goes on and on and on. So the tourism aspect is another big play that cities look at to say, okay, how can we bring an influx of the world to our city or country for a 2 or 3 week period and showcase the best of our city? And that's another big consideration that we try to sell as well.
Solo hay un minuto, 2 titulares. ¿Cómo visualizas el mundo acuático, en España al menos, en el 2032? Fernando, en 2 puntos. And then, Brent, how do you envision by 2032 World Aquatics and Aquatics in the world?
Lo intento. 2 titulares serían un campeonato del mundo como palanca, no solo por demostrar que ya lo hemos hecho en 3 ocasiones, que somos capaces de organizar, sino que tenga un objetivo. Y el objetivo es legado y todos los programas sociales que en torno a la natación se pueden hacer. Por tanto, con esa palanca, en el año 2032 tendremos, desde luego, otros deportes acuáticos en España basados en la conciencia.
Brent, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. 2 bullet points. How do you envision aquatics by 2032?
Look, I think that in Spain, in Madrid, generally.
Globally.
Look, I think we're going to have an amazing Olympics in LA. I think that the leverage that we'll get out of LA 28 will be seeing swimming in front of 45,000 people in what is one of the premier countries of swimming. Will certainly turn swimming from sport into entertainment. I mean, if anybody can make this entertaining, it's going to be Los Angeles. So I think coming out of those games, we'll see a magnifying effect of our sports, because it's not going to be just about winning and losing. It's going to be about the show. And so I think the leverage that we need to play is off of LA and really trying to exemplify these individual athletes as heroes, villains, characters. Everything you see out of Hollywood, I expect out of LA. And I think going towards 32, that trickle down, that carry-up effect from what Hollywood will bring to our sports, I think will be something special. And I think it's something that we should be, astutely aware of what's going to happen.
Thanks so much, Ben. So looking forward.